Hey y'all, today we're going to be talking about long division of polynomials. So I went ahead and labeled my numerator the inside and the denominator the outside. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place the numerator or the inside part inside the actual division box. I'm going to go ahead and place the denominator on the outside like I went ahead and specified. This is going to help you to know where we're going to place each item or each polynomial so that we know what we're going to be dividing by. So right now we're going to be dividing by x minus 2. So let's go ahead and get into it. This is going to be our first example of what we're going to be doing. So as you can see, I put the x minus 2 on the outside of the division box. I went ahead and put the x cubed polynomial inside of this. So the way that we're going to go ahead and actually come up with our quotient or our answer to this problem is we need to play a guessing game right now. So the guessing game is we have x times something will give us x cubed. So we're always trying to cancel off our first term. That's the first thing we have to acknowledge. The second thing we want to know is that every time we're going to be doing this, the polynomial should be reduced by 1, a factor of 1. So instead of it being x cubed, it should be x squared. So the idea right now is x times something will give me x cubed. Well, I know that if I use x squared using the properties that we know already from the review ones, we can go ahead and see if I do x times x squared, that should give me x cubic. So I'm going to go ahead and place an x squared here. So what we're going to get down here is x squared. There's going to be a subtraction sign in front of this, so be careful with it, and we're going to put a parenthesis around everything. But hold on, don't just go right away and start subtracting. We need to go ahead and make sure that we're multiplying also by the negative 2 by our x squared. So negative 2 times x squared will give us now a negative 2x squared. And we're going to place them underneath each specific variable of their position. So I placed it right now underneath x squared. Oops, and they're placed in error right now. So this should be x cubic. So now we can go ahead and distribute our negatives so that we can go ahead and clean this a little bit up. So I'm going to distribute them inwards. So I should get a negative and a positive. So we're going to kind of scratch that out for now. So x squared minus x cubed minus x cubed. Go ahead and cancel this out. Negative 4x squared plus 2x squared, we'll know that's going to be negative 2x squared. And we're going to bring the rest of our polynomial down. Do not change any signs. Keep them the same. And then now we'll play the next part of the guessing game. So every time we're doing this, we're going to be playing a new part of the guessing game. So I'm going to start off again with x times something will give me now negative 2x squared. So, and right now what we're going to do is instead of me applying the negative there, I'm going to already preemptively think about the negative that's going around. So x times something will give me negative 2x squared. Well, I know for sure I need an x because x times x has to give me x squared. Now the next thing that I'm going to have to do is make sure that there's a negative 2 there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply this by 2. So then that's going to be now the new number I'm going to be placing. So I'm going to place a 2x squared here. So down here I'm going to place a 2x squared. I'm not going to write the negative down because after I have all my values that I'm looking for, I'm going to go ahead and change their signs because of that negative. So if I have 2x squared here, and that's coming from x times 2x, I also have to do negative 2 times 2x squared. Sorry, not negative 2x squared, just 2x. So we're going to overall get negative 4x. But remember, I told you all that we're going to go ahead and switch the signs. Oh no, this has to be a negative so that I can go ahead and keep this a positive. So that'd be negative, and this would stay a positive. So when I switch them, this will now become a positive, and this would become a negative. Now we're keeping this on track. So remember, that's how you can know that if you're on track or not on track, is if you're going ahead and making sure you're canceling off every first term. So we'll put that there. So we'll have 2x minus 4x, which would give us minus 2x plus 5. Remember, we keep on bringing this down. So I want y'all to understand something before I go ahead and continue. So the question you're going to be asking yourself is, when do I know when I'm done? How do I know when I'm done? Can it continuously go on forever, or when is it going to be done? So I'm going to tell you all very simply. If the x here is smaller than this x, then we can go ahead and stop. But right now, since this has a power of 1 and this has a power of 1, we have to keep on going. So you always want this one to be smaller than the one we have out here. So the question becomes x times something will give me equals to negative 2x. Well, I don't need an x no more, so I'm probably just going to need a 2. And why a 2? Because once I apply the new negative that's always roaming around there, it's going to switch my sign. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply a 2 up here. So there's that 2. So we're going to see that x times 2 will give me 2x. Uh-oh, I just caught my error now. I need to place another negative. So there should be a negative, and then there should be a negative. Which worked out actually. That's better for us now. So then this would become, so this would be negative right now. And then we're going to say negative 2 times negative 2 would give me a positive 4. We're going to get a positive 4. So now when we do the changes of the signs, you'll see that we'll go ahead and subtract these now. So like I said, this needs to cancel. And then now we'll say 5 minus 4, which gives me 1. The one thing I've noticed, and I forgot to mention this earlier on, was that keep the same sign up in front when you're going ahead and multiplying. So these values should be overall the same. So that way you can cancel these off. Because if they're not the same, then they're harder to flip. So I hope that helps y'all. Thanks for watching.